Hey, it's Janes, and in this video we will be taking a look at adding Material2 library to our existing Angular project. So we built this Tour of Heroes tutorial with Angular CLI, but in my opinion our custom styling doesn't look the best. One of the benefits of adding style libraries like Material2 is that we have a consistent, well-tested styling in our app. So there are many choices for design libraries like Bootstrap, Material2, or even paid ones like KendoUI by Telerik. In my case, I will add Material2 since I like the Google Material design, and this library is quite complete and well suited for Angular projects. We will be transferring from this site, so this is the Tour of Heroes tutorial final sample. We have dashboard and heroes and hero details. Here are hero details, and we will be transforming this using Material2, and we will be making this. So we have a toolbar, a side navigation, cards, items with top heroes, and inputs, so material style inputs. And if I click on the item, I get the details with some custom buttons. Also, if I navigate to the heroes, I get again input with a button in a cart, navigation list with heroes. And if I click on the hero, I get this dialog box. How to get started with using Material2 in our application? So, like any other Angular CLI project, you will need to have Node.js installed. You can install it on nodejs.org. Once you install the Node.js, you must install the Angular CLI with npm install -g Angular CLI. Okay. When you have Angular CLI installed, you can clone this repo from yaml Angular2 workshop. So you will have the starting point. So our application, copy to clipboard, git clone, and clone our app here. Then navigate to the Angular2 workshop folder and run the npm install to install all the npm packages. Once this is completed, just hit the ng-serve and you should get a page like this. This is our starting point with adding Material2. The first step of our tutorial will be to add Material2 npm package. Since the Material2 is developed in the Angular team, we can find the package under the so run npm install -save to save it to the package.json, and the package can be found at angular/material and hit enter. Now once the material package is installed, let's open a code editor and import it under the app module file. So open the app.module.ts file, and under the imports we will import our material module. So under the module, let's import it from angular/material, and let's import material module. Then under the imports, under the in-memory web API module, let's put the material module.forRoot, like this. And now, once this is imported in the app module, we can use it in the whole application, like this. Okay. Now we have to do two more things for the setup. The first one is that by default, the Material2 doesn't use a theme. We have a few of the themes, pre-built themes to choose from, or we can use our own theme, so we can create our own theme. We will be using the existing ones, so we will use the Deep Purple Amber theme, and we can define that in the styles. So open the styles.css. This is the global styles file, and delete everything that is inside of this file. Now put the import command import and just put the tilde. So we will be importing a theme from the node modules Angular material package. So Angular material core theming pre-built themes, and we will be using deep purple dash amber.css theme like this. And because material design uses the Roboto font, we'll be using this font for the app. So in the body tag we define font family Roboto, and we fall back to the Helvetica new and sans serif like this. Okay, now since we are not gonna use the styles, the custom styles from our existing app, so we won't use these styles, we will be just removing all the CSS content from all our components. So go to the app component.css and just delete everything and save. The same goes for the dashboard CSS, just delete it, and the hero details CSS, just delete it, save it. Search, hero search component CSS, hero search component CSS, just delete it, and the last one is the heroes component CSS, just delete it. Okay, and the last thing for the setup are the material icons. So we don't have by default these icons in our application, but we can just import them in the index.html. So when we use the MD icon component, this will be translated to the icon from this material icon set. So let's just put a link here to the Google Fonts. So https fonts.googleapis.com/icon ? Family is material plus icons, and it's a style sheet like this. And now when we use the MD icon, this will be translated to the material icon. That's it for the setup. Now let's go to the command line and just serve it. So write ng-serve in the Angular2 workshop folder like this. So the first thing we will style is this toolbar. We'll be making a toolbar like this and this site navigation. So we can go to our code editor and navigate to the app component.html. So this side navigation lives in the container, so we will be creating a MD sidenav container, and we will be making it full screen like this. Okay, and now let's create a MD sidenav inside it and declare a local variable of start like this. And inside this we will be adding the two navigation links to the heroes and dashboard, and we put them into the MD now list of 2 items, and the items will be an anchor tag with the MD list item style, and we put the router link here. So we just copy from the previous HTML router link dashboard, and this will be a name of the dashboard. So we have a first link item to the dashboard, and we just duplicate this and change it to the heroes. So now we have the second navigation link, and because this is a side now, we want a button here in navigation to close this side now. So once this is open, we want the close button. So we will put a horizontal rule just to separate our navigation from the close button, and just put in a button with MD button style and a click handler of start.close. So we are referencing this start variable, which is a type of side now, and we are calling the close method on it. So close like this. And now the second thing for the sidenav container is our toolbar. So MD toolbar, which is a color of primary. If you remember from before, we declared a deep purple amber theme. So deep purple is the primary color of our application, like this. And inside the toolbar, we will put the hamburger icon. So button with hamburger icon. We declare a button, which is a MD icon button, and have a click handler of start.open. So the opposite from the close button, we open the side nav with this button. This and inside the button, we have a MD icon. The name of the icon is menu. This is this hamburger icon, and this translates to the icon. And underneath the button, we will just put our title, like this. And now for the most important part, when we click on the heroes or dashboard, we navigate to this component. So this component gets embedded here. So we will create new class, main content. Here our navigated to components will be displayed. We put a new div with the class of main content, and inside it we will put the router outlet, like this. Now we can delete the previous code and just leave this. Our app is serving. Once it's rebuilt, it will be hosted on the localhost 4200 port. And if we navigate to it, yes, we have a tool of heroes toolbar with the title tool of heroes, and hamburger icon which opens the side navigation, and we can navigate to the heroes or dashboard, or we can close it. I'm seeing that we have a main content, but with a class of so div with a class of main content, but we didn't apply any styling here. We will just put a 32 pixels padding, so this main content gets nicely displayed. So under the app component CSS, we just write the dot main content has a padding of 32 pixels. So our padding is nicely displayed on every component we navigate to. So dashboard, heroes, or the hero details. Let's style the dashboard, since the dashboard is the starting point in our application. If I navigate to the root of our application, I am redirected to the dashboard. So we will put the top 4 heroes into the MD cards and style them a little bit. So let's navigate to the dashboard component HTML and start. So we can get rid of this div with grid and grid path and put here a new MD card with a class of dashboard card, because we will style these MD cards to make them smaller. So the width, we will adjust the width and some other properties. Dashboard card, and then we iterate over with ng4 over the heroes. Let hero of heroes, and when we click on the specific card, we will be redirected to the details. So we just use this router link here, and we put it next to the ng4 like this, and we close it, and we can close the MD card like this. And inside of the card, we will put a new h4 and the hero name. So we display only hero name, and we can get rid of this, and app search remains the same. So we have h3 of top heroes, MD card, class of dashboard card, ng4 we iterate over the heroes, and we put the router link there. So we can delete this class 1, 4 Okay, and that's it for the dashboard. We display the hero name in H4, and app hero search still remains there. So let's take a look at how the HTML looks. Okay, that's cool. Our top heroes are in the cards, but let's style them a little bit. So we use this dashboard card. We navigate to the dashboard component.css, and we just put this .dashboard card, and we adjust the width to be 300 pixels. We display them inline block, and we set the margin right to 15 pixels. Okay. Okay, and now if I maximize the window, we get a nice smaller cards, and if I change the width of the page, they dynamically adjust like this. Okay. If we take a look at our dashboard, we have top heroes already styled in the MD cards, and now we have this hero search underneath it. So the next logical thing for us is to style this hero search field. So we can navigate to the hero search component HTML, and for now just delete this outside div. We won't use it anymore. And now let's change this H4 to H3. So the headings will be consistent. This top heroes is H3, and now hero search will be H3. Okay, we will be modifying this input. We'll be adding a new MD input style element. So similar to side navigation, where we put it in the container, here we also need to put this input in container. So create new element, MD input container, close it up. Okay, and now let's put this input inside. I will make this a little bigger. So this input will have a style of MD input. Search box remains, and now I can delete this search box ID because we won't use it for styling. And I can place put a placeholder inside. Placeholder, so search for hero name. This, and on key up event we will call the search like this. That's it for the input. Now when we search something, we get the search results back, and we display it in this div. But now we will display it in the MD navigation list. So MD nav list, create new element, and put this div inside of this now list. Delete this div, and now we will be modifying. So this will be an anchor tag of MD list. So element MD list item. Change this to anchor tag. So we iterate over the results. We pipe it to the async, and when we click on the result, we can go to the details. Okay, and we can delete this search results class. Okay, and we display the hero name when we search. Okay, now on the left side we can see this result. So hero search has the input, this new MD input, material style. So if I search for the narco, we have a new navigation list displayed, and if I click on it, we are redirected to the hero details. Okay, our dashboard is now complete. Let's go to, so dashboard is complete. Let's go to the heroes view. Now we can see we removed the previous custom style link, and we will apply this material design here. So if I navigate to the heroes component HTML, I have my heroes heading. We leave this, and now we will display this hero name search in the MD card. So it will look a little bit nicer. So we create new MD card and we put inside new MD input container. So we will put this input box into a container similar like in search container, and we create new input with the MD input type. This will be hero name. We are using the same variables like before, and the placeholder will be hero name, like this. Okay, we can delete this one. And now we have an input field, but we need to style this add button. So I will just copy this add button here and delete this div. Now the button should be material style. I will use one is the normal button and one is the raised button. So I will use the MD raised button like this, and the click handler remains the add. That's cool, and we close the MD card. Okay. Now we need to style this list too. So similar like in search results, we will display it into MD navigation list. So create new MD navigation list element, and inside let's use the existing code. So this I will copy this list item element into navigation list and delete this unordered list. So list item, we will change it to the anchor tag. So here and in the closing element, and it's the type of MD list item, the same as in search results. And we iterate over the heroes. On click, we redirect to the onSelect. We call the onSelect method. And now let's delete this class selected because we won't use it. Okay. And now inside of it, we will display a name, but no ID. So we can delete this batch, and we modify this span with the hero name to be a MD line item, like this. And the last thing we have to do is to modify this button. So this button is for deletion. We will modify it to be icon button. So we attach a class of MD icon button like this. We can delete this class of delete, and on the click event we call the delete method, and inside of the button there won't be an X, but it will be an trash icon. So we create a new MD icon element with the name of delete. So this will translate to the trash bin icon. Let's wait, and you can delete this selected hero because we will be implementing it in a dialog box like this. If I click on the Mr. Nice, it should delete it. The last thing is when we click on the hero, it should display its name, uppercase name, in the dialog box, and there should be two actions: to close the dialog box or to go to the details. Okay, let's go to the, this will be more of logic. So navigate to the heroes component TS file, and now on the top let's import MD dialog. So import MD dialog and MD dialog ref, so the reference from add Angular material like this. And now let's declare a new variable here underneath the heroes dialog ref, which is the type of MD dialog ref. Okay. Next thing is that MD dialog ref, this should go away. And next thing is that we need to inject the dialog. So we will create a private variable of dialog, which is a type of MD dialog. Let's go down to the onSelect method. So when we click hero, it will trigger the onSelect, and here we will just use this dialog ref, and we will open the dialog. So this dialog.open, and here we pass the component which we want to load into this dialog. So selected hero dialog. This should be red because it's not created yet. We will create it in the same file later. And we also call this dialog ref dot component instance dot selected hero is equal to the hero. So in this selected hero dialog component, we will have a selected hero variable, which we will use to display the name, to pass the name to the selected hero dialog. And we are just assigning it to the hero which we got from the click event. Okay, we can delete this one. And now underneath this this whole heroes component, we will create a new selected hero dialog component. This will be, let's define this metadata. So component, open it up and write the selector will be selected hero dialog, and the template, we will use the inline template because there is not much to declare here, so I want to use another HTML file. So template, we can declare the heading. We will display selected hero dot name in the heading, and we will pipe it to the uppercase just to show off this uppercase pipe. So anything we pass to this pipe, it should get displayed in the uppercase. Okay, now we can close this H2, and we will just put two buttons. One button will be the type of raised button and color primary, so we will use the deep purple, and click event will go to detail like this, and the name of the button will be view details. Okay, close the button, and we can just copy this, and the second button is also raised button, but it won't be the deep purple, and we can on the click event it should close the dialog box. So dialog ref dot close, and the name of the button is close, like this. We don't have this selected here or MD dialog yet, but we will declare it now. So here we need to have dialog ref dot close, and that's all for the syntax. And now we write the export class selected hero dialog, and inside here we declare this selected hero. So in this onSelect, we set the component instance dot selected hero is equal to the hero, so we are setting this variable through the component instance. Okay, that's it. And we also need to inject a few things. We need to inject this dialog ref. So in the constructor, we just declare public dialog ref is a type of MD dialog ref. Selected hero dialog. Okay, we need to declare a router. So we inject the router. And the next thing we need to do is to implement this go-to-detail method, which we're calling here. So go-to-detail is a method which inside of the method we call this.dialogRef dot close. So when we navigate to details, to hero detail, we want to close this dialog box. And also we call this.router.navigate, and here we are just the same as in other components. We are calling detail and selected hero ID. So detail slash hero ID. Okay, we have done this, and here's one error. So here we need to pass the argument of selected hero dialog like this. So in the heroes component, dialog ref is type of MD dialog ref, and we pass in the selected hero dialog argument. Okay, so let's go to the app module. Under declarations, when we create new components with the CLI, it automatically declares them, but we created this component inside of the file manually. We need to import it. So selected hero dialog, which is imported here from the heroes component TS. And we also need to add it to the entry components. Selected hero dialog like this. So under the declarations and under the entry components. Now let's wait till the CLI compiles and let's try again. When I click on the Bombasto, it opens up, it displays the selected hero name in the uppercase, and we have two options: to close the dialog box or to go to the details like this. Okay, if I click on this delete, it should delete it. Nice. Okay, so the last thing for us is to change this hero detail page. We will use an MD input here for the name and also an MD disabled input for the ID, and two raised buttons for the save and back. So we can go to our HTML. So hero detail HTML, open it, and leave this H2 here, and let's add new MD input container similar to the other pages. So new MD container, and inside of it let's add an MD input. So input, a type of MD input, and we declare a placeholder with the ID, and we two-way data bind the ng model. So we bind it to the hero.id, and we make this input disabled like this. Let's close it and do the similar thing for the other input. So we can duplicate this and remove this disabled and change this to the name, and also here the placeholder to the name. Like this, we can delete all of these properties. And now for the buttons. So buttons will be type of MD raised button, and the save will be a color of primary, and the click handler will call the save, and the second button will be also the raised button like this, but it will be gray. Now our here details looks much better. So the ID is disabled because we cannot change it, and the name, we can change the name, or if we remove, the placeholder will take its place. So change it, save it, and we go back. So that's the end of our tutorial. We used a few of the material components, and you can use other components if you want in this tutorial or your app.